What's up YouTube? Thanks for joining me today and thanks for riding Pilly as always. Today's topic, I want to talk about the hate that us Harley riders receive and just the shit that people give us for riding a Harley. So as you know, I'm riding a V-Rod, a Harley Davidson V-Rod. It's not your typical Harley, but I still suffer the shite that people say about it. So a couple of the things I want to address is one, all Harley drivers like have a certain attitude or react a certain way and blah 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 blah. So let me get this straight, not all Harley drivers are the same, sorry, not all Harley riders are the same. You know, I'm not your stereotypical Harley rider. I'm not an older man, you know. I'm early 30s, you know. I go into biking later. My parents don't ride, my friends, not all my friends ride motorcycles, and the ones that do predominantly ride sports bikes, which is fair enough. You know, I'm not part of an MC. I don't wear a cut. As you can see, I normally wear a hoodie. I like to fly under the radar. I'm not part of a motorcycle club where, you know, I'm riding out in groups of tens of people, you know, whatever. I don't do that sort of thing. It's not me. I don't have a crazy long beard. I wave at every other bike. I don't target non-bikers. I don't target Jap bikes. I don't target other Harley riders or bikes that are pretending to be cruisers, because as far as I'm concerned, just because you ride a Harley doesn't mean to say you ride a cruiser. Suzuki, Honda, Yamaha, they all make brilliant cruisers. I'm a massive fan of the M109, the 1800, the Suzuki Bully, the XDRVL, the Viragos. I wanted a Dragstar before I bought the V-Rod, the Harley, so I'm not really that type of guy. That being said, I still get people not wanting to talk to me. I went to the custom and classic bike show in Durham last weekend, and there was a guy there. I think he had a Yamaha Dragstar. It was a big one, the 1100, and he didn't want to talk to me. I tried to speak to him about his bike. No, I'm not interested, because I came up on a Harley, and he was just a knob. So I don't think it matters what you ride, whether you ride a Harley, a Jap bike, whatever. If you're a knob, mate, you're a knob, and you were a knob. So I want to put that to bed. If I see a biker at the side of the road and he's riding a sports bike, you know, there's not much I can do, but I'll certainly stop or wave or ask him if he's got a phone to contact someone, or if we can push him off into the central reservation or up a bank or whatever. Like, it's just what bikers do. We're all out here doing the same thing on two wheels. We all face the same stuff. So there's that element. I ain't going to change it. People are always going to have, you know, preconceived ideas of what we're going to be like, and we're always going to be stereotyped. But for me, it sucks. Give me a chance, just like I give you. Second thing, why'd you buy a Harley? Why'd you buy a Harley? The leak oil, they're expensive. So I'll wrap this thing up into two. First of all, the leak oil and the unreliable. You know, I haven't been into Harleys my whole life, so I can't really comment on that. But doing my research into bikes, I can comment that Harley Davidson are a lot more reliable now than they ever were. Especially my bike. My bike's obviously the V-Rod, and I've spoken about it before. You know, a lot of engineering went into the design of this bike and the engine. So for me, I don't have any reliability issues. It's been pretty solid. I've had nothing, actually. I've had one screw come out my exhaust heat shield, which I just went and bought another one. But apart from that, I've absolutely had nothing. The same can't be said for the Harley Davidson AMF days, when, you know, Harley were bought out, and that was before Willie G and the Davidson brothers or whatever bought it back in like 81 or something like that for 80 million quid. I don't know, maybe my numbers are a little off, so don't quote me, but speaking from memory, you know, the AMF days were pretty dire for Harley Davidson. I think AMF bought, or the company bought Harley Davidson out as they were going bankrupt, and I just don't think they had the means to make them what they were. That being said, I've never had no issues with mine. Not to say that other guys haven't had issues with their air-cooled motors. As for expensive, I think, yeah, I guess people are right. They are expensive, but you get what you pay for. And if you want the Harley name, you want the theatricality that comes along with riding a Harley. You want to feel a Harley, because you don't ride a Harley, you feel it. Then that's the price to pay. But let's be honest, I wouldn't buy a new Harley unless I was like a millionaire, and there was one that took my fancy. I could have went out and put a big lumper on a new breakout or something and then financed the other third of it or whatever, but I didn't want to. I wanted the V-Rod in particular, the earlier model V-Rods like this. I absolutely love this bike, so why would I buy a new one? And this bike isn't expensive. It depends what you're comparing it to. If you're comparing this to a 650 or an 1150 Dragstar, then yeah, it's going to be more expensive because of the name, because of the engineering and all that sort of stuff. And I'm not saying one's better than the other, but yeah, it is expensive. But in comparison to new bikes, this is a snip. This is cheap. This is a bargain. I've got the original bill of sale for this bike, the bill sheet, and it was like 30 grand when you consider like the chrome pack and all that, or just under 30k. So what I purchased it for was well under half, like well under half, almost half of a half. It's ideal, you know. Still plenty of support out there for it. Obviously an enthusiast had it before me because it was a well looked after example. Yeah, so there's that. So we've spoken about the culture of Harley Davidson riders, we've spoken of expense, reliability. Another thing that people mention about Harley Davidsons and that I get shit for is that it's old technology and we're not very fast. I can't say that Harley Davidson don't use air-cooled V-twin engines, because they do, and that's their bread and butter and that's what they're known for. However, mine's a overhead cam, liquid cooled, refined race engine, so mine is pretty high tech in comparison to some Harley Davidsons. So people have given me shit for, oh, you ride old tech, it's old fashioned, there's no research in it. That totally depends on what Harley Davidson you ride. So mine's very high tech in comparison to most Harleys. Not only that, they say that they're not fast. Now that's all relative. You don't necessarily buy a Harley Davidson to go fast. You buy a Harley Davidson to look cool, feel the wind in your hair, so to speak, and hear it. Mine's still fast. Mine's like not 60s, well under 4 seconds. I think it's under 3 if you launch it properly. You know, it'll do every bit of the clock, and it'll still rev to like 9,000 revs. I don't think there's any need to do that in a Harley Davidson. Yeah, it gets me there in good time, but you don't buy a Harley Davidson to do that. You don't need to drag knee everywhere you go, and that's what people don't understand, especially when I get it from the sports bikes. When they, you know, people will get hate on me for, oh, you know, why'd you buy a Harley Davidson, it's not fast. Yeah, but like now I'm on my way home from work, I don't want to be dragging knee. I don't want to be pretending I'm on a super bike or in the TT, and everyone these days are fixated on chicken strips and how much tread you've got on your tyre. I'm not part of that. I have my Harley Davidson because A, I like the way it looks, and B, it does go when I need it to. I couldn't be asked whether I go around the corner at 70 mile an hour or 30 mile an hour. As long as I look good doing it and it gets me from A to B, I'm happy, man. And that's what people should understand, and that's the difference. Unfortunately, I look at a power bike and the misconception of that is you need to be wheeling everywhere, dodging in and out of traffic and being a twat. I know people with power bikes, sport bikes, and they're not like that. They commute on them and that's it. So people need to understand the same. Don't tar me with the same brush. So to answer the question, or to shut up some of the haters, yeah, some of Harley Davidson bikes are what you would consider old tech, but it's tried and tested tech. It's tech that has proved for over 100 years it's worth. They've also branched out into this. You know, the V-Rod I think was Harley Davidson's way out of that, but unfortunately, I get hate from Harley riders as well. Unfortunately for me, riding the V-Rod, I get some hate from Harley riders that they don't recognise it as a Harley Davidson. That it's not air cooled, it's not a big V-twin, it's not a big big capacity, so it isn't. Mate, if you look on the badge, it says Harley Davidson. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's a Harley Davidson. Just because they involve Porsche at in the design the engine, it doesn't mean to say it's not a Harley Davidson. But I get all sorts, man. Like I get hit. I've been to bike meets and guys have turned their back on me after I've spoken and hey mate, all right, I've been over. It's like you're dying there to, you know, it's a lovely bike. Don't even want to entertain me, just turn around. I'm like, what's going on? I've already laboured on that point, so I won't revisit it. But hate comes in all fashions, and hate's a strong word. I don't think hate is the correct term to use, to be fair. I think uneducated, you take the bikes away with just two blokes, or, you know, two humans, you know, man or woman, whatever. That's all we are. And our preference of bikes doesn't mean to say we fit into this category or that category. What it ultimately does is put us into the same category. We're bikers, and that's the end of the day, and that's it. And there's no mystical like brotherhood around, you know, this, that and the other. I think the camaraderie and that comes just from getting out with people and being with them. I think Harley Davidson has a massive following, I really do, and I've mentioned that in a previous video. And you buy into that when you buy a Harley Davidson. It's also like it's almost a huge family. Most of the part is functional, but you know what, I've met some really nice people through Harley Davidson and owning one. But you do get the oddballs who won't talk to you because I ride this bike. But you know what, so what? Screw them, and screw anyone else who can't see past the name badge. So that being said, guys, I don't think it should matter what you ride, but where you're riding and who you're riding with. Screw the haters and screw anyone who has a negative opinion. You got to stay positive. At the end of the day, I'm out here in this gorgeous weather riding my Harley because I like it and I love it and it's what I like to do. And no amount of Harley riders, cruiser riders, scooters, sports bike riders, or anyone else who gives me shit about it is going to change my mind. This is my bike, this is what I ride, and I do it for me. So I hope you guys take on board the same. And with that being said, make sure to subscribe to my Instagram channels as well as my Facebook at the Scott Rod. Obviously subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon. And until next time, guys, ride safe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Gotta.